and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with another speed build. Today we are building a student housing. We're building a fraternity for Britechester, and I actually ended up really loving this build. I feel like it is sort of different than how people normally do frat houses. I feel like normally people do like fraternity houses like kind of gross and messy, and that's fair, but this one is not that. Um, this one is a little bit cleaner, a little bit more dignified. I did imagine that these were like not not necessarily not normal like frat house people, like not in like a we're better than everybody else kind of way, but in like a um like they have more respect. I feel like these people, like the kids who live here, probably are part of like the spirit club or like the honor society, and so they have a little bit more pride in like how their home looks and the fact that like yes, they do live here and they take care of it. And so there's a lot of like more refined spaces, and it's not as like, how do you say, it's not dirty, it's not like gross and dirty like what you would normally see in a frat house, you know? When people design frat houses, I feel like it's always like post frat party, if you know what I'm talking about. And so I um wanted to have one that was a little bit nicer than that, because I feel like people always do like sororities for Britechester, and they always do sororities as like nice and clean and upkept, and I feel like that's true. I do feel like a lot of the time sororities are a little bit better kept, but I also think that part of that is just because it's like sororities are sort of assumed to be better kept, you know? But like, what do you know about the people living there? Like, for all you know, those people don't even, like, they don't take care of anything, you know? So I just wanted to sort of have like a nice fraternity. And also, I did build this a while ago. This was when my sim from our legacy challenge, Angel, when they were still in university. And so this is a little bit old, although this I did want them to live here for their second or for their last what do you call it? Their last fucking semester, but they then I realized that their partner, Amethyst, only likes women. And at the time, the game saw Angel as a man. They're not a man, but the game saw them as a man. So I had to change Angel's assigned sex in order to make that relationship work. I feel like Amethyst probably wouldn't actually care if she was like a real person, you know? I feel like it's more of like the vibes. Angel definitely does have more like woman vibes than man vibes, even though they're not a man, nor are they a woman. But so I did have to change that, and this is classed as like male only, like male students only. So they did not end up living here. They ended up living someplace else that I built for them. But I did think it was kind of nice in here, and I would love to have a sim live here at some point in that series or in a different one. So we are working on the outside of the build still. This actually does end up being two parts. So we have this first part with the outside. We have the like everything that we're doing right now. And then we have the inside. And I'm not sure exactly where this one ends. But I know that it's not quite, I know that it's a little bit after like we move inside. So I think there is some furnishing in this build, if I remember correctly. So now I am just figuring out the windows, and I discovered that these windows from vampires have a green swatch. And I thought that was the ugliest swatch I'd ever seen, but honestly, it kind of works. Like, if you're gonna have a green window that's really ugly, you might as well just like own it. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do a fraternity for a university that has green and yellow, you might as well just go all out and do like all of it, you know? I was gonna put a topiary of like and be like, haha, that's the mascot, but we didn't have a mascot that worked. So each each school has like their mascot, and Britechester has the dragon, and then Foxbury has the lobster, and we don't have topiaries of either of those things. And so I was unfortunately not able to um have that, which was a little bit unfortunate. Like I did kind of want to have a topiary, but um we did not end up having a topiary of the mascot. So now um we're trying to add in a basement, and I honestly really love how much space is in here, because there ends up being, I think, three or four upstairs bedrooms, and then at least four bathrooms, and then at least four more bedrooms downstairs. So there ends up being quite a lot of them, and quite a lot of like bedrooms. Um, so speaking of, we are putting in the staircase right now, and we have one that leads down to the basement, and then we have one that leads up to the second floor. And I decide to switch them around a little bit, um, as you can see that I'm doing right now, but that is totally functional. So your Sims will be able to use both the both of the staircases. And then I guess we have five bedrooms upstairs, and then we have four bedrooms downstairs. And then we do have three bathrooms on the main floor, and I think we end up having, I know we end up having at least one bathroom. Yeah, there we go. So that little room ends up being a bathroom. I am spinning around talking to myself because that is how I build. And now we are getting some doors into all of the rooms, and there are a lot of doors in this place. There are a lot of doors. We are going through and putting in some lights so that we can actually see what's going on in here, because we have no windows right now. We will end up getting more windows, but as of this point of the build, we do not have windows. So then my struggles with platforms happened. It was a little unfortunate, but we had to yeah, there was this whole debacle. I wanted to put that. So I did, and then I realized, oh, well, I moved that so I can put my terrain paint like I want it. And so then I put that back on top. Um, and that was it. That was the debacle. But it was a little bit unfortunate because these are round, like they are perfectly round. And so because of that, um, there was glitching in with the floors for the one inside. It kept painting the base floor and like the front bit the same. Does that make sense? Probably not. It was painting like this, those like curved bits. It was painting the curved bits. And I didn't want it to paint the curved bits. I wanted it to paint only the main floor. Because I wanted the like entryway to be only I wanted the entryway to be the stone that I had picked for the outside, and it just wouldn't let me. So I gave up. Um, so everything is wood inside. We do have the same flooring on the outside that we have on the inside in like the bathrooms and the kitchen. But I don't know if that ends up changing. And then for the bedrooms, they're all this like, this is honestly one of my favorite colors of wallpaper. It's base game. It's not fancy, but I really love this. I think that it is beautiful. And then we are going through and picking out some curtains. And I do these university ones. They felt like the best decision because we are doing a university build. And also they come in like the right colors. So I wanted to use them. And now we are going through and getting some and starting to decorate a little bit, I think. So now we are finally um, going in and furnishing. I do switch out the floors for a slightly different color of flooring before moving back upstairs. Um, and while we're doing this, I have a little bit of a life update. So, I do have a little bit. I'm sorry if you can hear Atticus. He's kind of squeaky. Um, I do have a surgery next month, so if the schedule ends up being a little, like the upload schedule ends up being a little bit weird, that's probably why. Um, I'm not gonna mention it too much, but I will remind you guys in case you care. Once we get a little bit closer. That's not for another month though. So, anyway, we are working on the build. I don't know if I end up keeping this couch or if I end up going with a different one. I feel like it's too yellow to match the curtains. And this made me realize that we don't really have a lot of like classical paintings in the game, like at all. So, Sims team, if you happen to watch this, that would be a great addition. Um, but I think we end up going with this couch in the end. This is from the Desert Luxe kit. Um, and I actually really like the Desert Luxe kit. I think it's kind of nice. And then the lighting situation is also a little bit sad. I ended up using these from vampires, and then we have this rug from cats and dogs. There's a lot of packs in here. Do not. I've been doing some room builds that are limited packs. So if there's anything in particular, like any room in particular, like a study or an art studio or anything at all that you would like to see limited packs, or like a pack that you would like to see in a limited pack build, let me know. I would totally be open to doing that. This one is not limited packs. So, nor is it limited budget, but it's university housing, so I figured that would be fine. Like, if you are living here, you're not going to be owning the building, was my thought process. So, um, if you end up downloading this, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. Same same name over there. Um, but we are moving on to the dining room, and this sort of gives like fancy cafeteria vibes. Um, so there's a lot of seating. We've got these like t high top tables, and then we've got like a couple of rugs. These rugs, I end up scooting them apart so that they don't overlap because that was really annoying me. But we have that, and then we are getting a ton of bar seating, um, because in green, I think, because this is Britechester. They're going to scream the green. I feel like that might be their chant. Like, you know how every school has like their motto and then the cheerleaders like scream it at you at like every football game? Maybe that's like an American thing. I don't have a habit of going to high school. I went to high school in America, if you're not aware. I feel like I sound like I'm from America. Anyway, of course, this is my like talking to the public voice. So, I feel like my accent is very like stereotypically American. But in my experience, which is not a lot of experience, by the way, they most high schools have like a chant or like a cheer that everybody does, and or that they're like supposed to do at the like football games or like American football games. Um, and because typically speaking, American high schools put more emphasis on American football than like football, like soccer football. So, they probably don't really have like, yeah, yeah. Anyway, the cheerleaders always scream like the school chant at you. Or at least in my like three football games that I went to. I wasn't even like participating in the football game or like even going to watch the football game. I went because I was in choir and we were singing the national anthem. Which we did not practice beforehand, by the way. We were in choir. The choir teacher was a band teacher and he prioritized band very much. And it was kind of annoying. Because it was like, dude, what on the fucking planet? We're supposed to be practicing, and you're like, why don't y'all just like go into the little closets and practice for yourselves, like by yourselves? You think high schoolers are gonna go in and practice by themselves? No, no, they're not. Um, so I don't know what he was thinking, but he did not do a very good job. And so I left choir after that. We had like two, I think I only went to two football games actually, but regardless, he was a bad teacher. Like not necessarily a bad teacher, he just wasn't a choir person. And that was his downfall. So anyway, we are coming to the end of the video. If you liked this, if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot, and I will see all of you on Saturday. Bye.